So having just watched an amazing finish to the Open, what was really noticeable with the best players in the world is their iron shots are so crisply, powerfully struck with loads of control. But then it made me think about a lot of golfers I see who couldn't be more end of the scale, who feel that contact's bad, feel that they really struggle to get any speed, and it just doesn't look very athletic. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a great little drill that I use with the majority of my students to help you understand how to get your timing correct, how to really get some speed into this club head, strike ball and then turf, compress the ball, and just hit the best iron shots of your life. So, hopefully that sounded appealing. So what do we notice when we look at the best players at the world at impact? So from their address positions, what we see at impact is much more weight into their front leg, the body opening up, nice shaft lean, less loft, and that lovely ball and then turf connection. But unfortunately with most golfers, what I tend to see is from address, their impact position is amazingly similar. So body very face on, shaft lean non-existent, maybe even backwards, add in loft. And the feedback with a lot of golfers is it feels very armsy. And I kind of know what they mean, but I think it's because they don't understand what they need to get right in order to hit those great shots. So in theory, once we get there and make our nice powerful swing, so we can see with a good solid strike out the middle, just under 89 mile an hour club speed, ball speed at 122 mile an hour, smash factor 1.38, low point 3.2 inches ahead, clubs travelled down nearly 4 degrees, launched at 17 degrees for a 168 carry. Now, not promising necessarily that club head speed for you, but what we will say is that once we get to the top of our backswing, we need to get our sequencing correct. So once we get to the top, or just before we get to the top, we're looking for the lower body to shift towards the target, then the hips can start to unwind, then the torso, then the arms, finally the club. So the club needs to be last in the race getting to the golf ball, where unfortunately for most golfers, the club head tends to win the race. So the little drill we're going to do is you're literally going to swing back to waist height, stop, and then from there, you're going to feel that move left towards the target, open everything up. And a great little feel to begin with can almost be to put the club on the floor, not quite as far back as waist height, and almost feel like you're striking a match. You can really hear that across the ground. Then go to waist height. Get that feel. And even though that's a very short swing, for me it feels very aggressive. Much more aggressive for me even than in my actual swing. So let's go waist height, nice and aggressive with that lower body. Okay, don't worry to begin with about direction, but we see 78 mile an hour club speed, ball speed at 111. Smash factor's gone up because it's launched lower at 12.6. Low point 6 inches ahead, and nearly 158 yard carry with that tiny little movement. So, let's do that again. Didn't feel quite as good a contact, but again, feels like I'm moving to my left side quicker, low point ahead, decent speed, and again, nice carry. So as you're working through this though, you're probably going to want to do more than a couple, maybe half a dozen, really feeling aggressive. Then start just to put a little bit more length into the backswing, but really try and feel that lower body is much more aggressive. That felt almost as good as I can hit it. Out the middle, and even though that was a shorter backswing, 87 mile an hour club speed, nearly 122 ball speed. Smash factor is just ball speed divided by club, 1.39, low point ahead, launching low, and 170. So I've mentioned smash factor a couple of times. It's not a vital number, but it just shows how efficiently you're transferring energy from club to ball. Now, most golfers are slow to begin with and add loft, which makes them less efficient, What we're doing there is trying to create more speed with less loft to give even more distance. So that was almost as good as it gets for me. So let's go a little bit longer with that backswing. Again, felt very solid. Again, out the middle, just under 90 mile an hour, 2.7 inches ahead. So he launched a little bit higher. So it was a good shot, but didn't feel on that one like I got as aggressively onto that lead side. So all I would do is go back to the little swing, and it just feels like I really push down into that lead foot as hard as I can, 78 mile an hour with that. So it definitely feels like I should get more on the bigger swing. So again, let's maybe go 3/4 first of all, bit of a stepping stone. Definitely felt I got earlier onto my left side. 89.4, 123 ball speed. Low point further ahead, which is always a bonus for me. 17-degree launch and 170 carry. Now there is an argument with me that potentially when I'm a little shorter on my backswing, I'm a little bit better with my strike. But potentially without trying to be shorter, if as my arms are going in one direction, I'm already getting that pressure going into that lead side, that'll stop my arms going back quite as far, potentially create a little bit more stretch in my body and create a little more speed. So let's see if I do that earlier into that left side, see if I can get over 90. Felt good. 89.7, 124 ball speed. 2 inches ahead, launched a bit higher at 19.2. So definitely for me there, that's that one where as I move across, I feel just last minute, I sit back and the hands add a bit of loft. So I want to feel left, turn everything out of the way, make sure that club head's getting there very last thing. So setup feels good. That felt better. So 91.4, ball speed at 124, low point 3 inches behind, 17-degree launch and 171. And it does feel aggressive. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to hit the ball hard. It just feels that because I'm moving better and improving my timing, which is generally decent with my swing, but like I said, so many club golfers I don't see here. They're much more back, everything's square. Just that thing about if I'm here at address and here at impact, I should be able to be consistent. But impact and address, look at the best players in the world. Nothing like each other. So 91.4, that's about as quick as I do at the moment. Let's see if I have one last one where I'm really aggressive. Can we get even more? Swing felt good. Strike felt solid. Not quite as quick at 90.4, but just under 124 ball speed. Super efficient at 1.37 smash. 2.6 inches ahead. 3 degrees down. Little high at 18.5, but 170 carry. So if you want to strike your irons like the best players in the world, and this also works with hybrids and fairway woods, you've got to feel that the way we start down is we move towards the target, then the hips unwind, then the torso, arms, finally the club. And honestly, this little drill of just being waist height, going left, and then turning out the way will feel very different. But it will deliver some unbelievable results. And if you can then work on that and build it into your full swing, I promise you some iron shots that you never probably even dreamt you could hit.